Hello, hello, and welcome to another week here of developer streams at World of Tanks. How are you doing, Mr. Bam?
I am wonderful. And real quick, apologies because I know we had to, at kind of the last minute here, cancel our stream for last Friday, but we had to because this guy here, no, you're on this side of me on here. Tankz0rz, happy belated birthday. It was his birthday last week. So the man needed a break and a day off. So we also took the day to call the stream off and catch up on the details this week. So Tankz0rz, happy birthday. Everyone in the chat gave Tankz0rz a happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you. I'm round of applauding myself. But anyways, we're not here to talk about my belated birthday. We're here to talk about tanks, Mr. Bam. Why don't we go ahead and kick it off? What's going on in the world of tanks here?
In the world of tanks. So everybody, Valiant season. I'm sure a lot of you all came on here to see not much more content or news that we have to talk about the Valiant season, but you're curious at what might be coming up pretty soon, because believe it or not, Valiant season is wrapping up in just 4 more days. This is your last chance over the weekend until Tuesday. Work your way up if you haven't done so already to the final challenge, level 100 of the season pass. Last chance to earn yourselves that World War II Tier 8 heavy British Carnarvon, Action X, or the brand new, as with the Valiant season, of course, the Cold War Era 3 Western Alliance, one of my favorites, the Thunder Tank Destroyer. So this will be your last opportunity to get those if you haven't done so already. So just a strong reminder, season pass, season of Valiant will be ending this Tuesday. And then last week, we also, for those of you that had a chance to participate in our map rotation shuffle that we did over April Fool's weekend, let us know. What did you guys think? Did you enjoy seeing some smaller maps into the high tier rotation? We threw Himmelsdorf in there for Cold War players, in all eras, mind you. Just know this is not a thing that we're going to just leave it and don't try any more map rotation shuffles like that. We do plan to run some more events like this in the future. And hey, we'd like to know what maps would you guys like to see in different tier ranges, different eras in Cold War. Just kind of shake things up a bit and even boost frequency of certain maps into rotation as well. Okay. And then, real quick, we have Easter coming up this Sunday. Happy Easter to everybody who celebrates it. Several of us here in the studio as well are also celebrating Easter and giving themselves extra weekend time. So don't forget to catch. We have an event, Catch the Rabbits, where you can earn XP to catch Puka, the Bunny Commander. Yes, you heard that right. Puka, the Bunny Commander, and whatever goodies he might leave behind in his wake, starting now and through this weekend. And also, as part of Easter weekend, get 3 times XP on each of your tanks as part of the daily wins. And spring is still trying to spring its way to life this season. We've got a few more sales to help it along. Right now in the store, you can find some of our bundles, including the Grit and Grind, including the HMH M51 Super Sherman, the IS-5, and the Type 62. Then we have the Heavy Staples bundle. This includes the VK7501 and the Emil 1951. Our third bundle up for grabs, the Commonwealth Mediums. This includes the Sherman VC Firefly and the AC4 Experimental. And our last bundle as part of our spring sale here, the Cold War Marksman. This includes the NM116 and the M50 Antos.
The Antos. I like the camo colors that the Emil has. I think the summer ones look very pretty.
Very vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then we also have a few extra booster packs for ×2 silver or ×5 silver XP, and of course the ×8 Commander XP. So if you are a little bit low on stock on those boosters, now is the time to get them in stores right now. And then for Tank of the Month of April, we are supporting the AMX Chaffee. So you'll also see that in the store. All right, and that is a wrap on all the content that we had for you this week. And I think it is time, Tankz0rz. I think it is time. The talks of the Valiant season coming to a bit of a close. What is coming next to the players? What is the next season? Do we have something to debut to our players today?
I think we might have a couple things to show off here.
I think I got a little bit of a hint standing behind me. Has anybody given any guesses? Is this little blurred?
It's very blurry. You got to really squint your eyes.
I may have put the Gaussian blur a little too strong.
Is it edible? Looks like a.
It's a new gummy tank.
Looks like a taco of sort, if I'm not mistaken here.
See, Dr. Summer 83, it's a Centurion. Brett Watcher, it's an Italian. Group Dog Drill, it's a tank.
It's a tank. Well, there we go.
He's got that. There is a barrel there.
Awesome. Well, we do have something to show, so why don't we go ahead and roll the tapes and let you see it for yourself.
World premiere.
Alrighty. Give me 1 second here. All right. Roll the tapes.
The tide of war will never change. Only evolve. Chariots driven by blood and sweat become machines of fire and steel. And warriors, fortified by ancient combats, were immortalized throughout time. No matter their Colosseum, they rise above all, scarred and beaten, but defiant. For only the strong will survive and become monuments to the ages, once and always known in battle as Gladiators.
Let us give the people a show they will never forget. Our victory will echo through the ages.
There you have it. What do you guys think? I see a lot of excitement in chat.
Lots of excitement in chat. Welcome to the Gladiators season. I'll be honest, Tankz0rz, I used to have like a Gladiator helmet Halloween prop.
Oh.
I went out running to my garage this morning because I'm like, I am throwing this on after we run the trailer. I think it got lost over time. Didn't happen. So the best I had to offer was a nice Roma Italia t-shirt I got.
Nice.
From actually Italy.
Oh, there you have it. Yeah,
yes, lots of exciting content there.
Lots of excitement going on. And I saw a couple people here actually have lucky guesses as to what your image in the back was.
Yeah, very good, people. Yeah. Now it's not here. Nice. I always lean the wrong way. Nice and clear. Well, Let's break down the season details here. I know the trailer goes over it pretty quickly. I'm more than happy to kind of elaborate and talk a little bit about the season content offerings and a lot of features that we have coming to all you guys to look forward to very, very soon. Let's start off by talking about, actually, I always forget. Let's kick this off with our first giveaway of the stream today. For one lucky user for the chance to be the first to own the Ultimate Season Pass.
With that being said, our usual way of doing things is giving us issues today, so we're going to go and revert back to the old way. So go ahead and, if you'd like to win this said item, go ahead and enter your Wargaming ID along with your hashtag word that we say. So what is our hashtag word here that we're going to give away for...
Hashtag Italy.
All right, so hashtag Italy along with your Wargaming ID. So mine would be hashtag Italy along with Tankz0rz.
Again, just to reiterate, yeah, our giveaways link and our typical way of running this. Currently having some issues right now. Put hashtag Italy into the chat and we'll pull a winner from there, along with your gamer tag, as Tankz0rz has pointed out.
Yep, looks like everyone's got the
memo.
Right idea here. So we'll let that run for a little bit. And would you like to remind everyone what this is for again?
This is for one lucky user for the chance to have the Gladiator Ultimate Season Pass.
Amazing.
And they're probably wondering, what is in the Ultimate Season Pass, Bam? Well, hey, I am more than happy to walk us through this because that was my next set of agenda items here. So let's walk through it while you guys are putting in your gamer tags and while we were kind of roll through the potential candidates here. Let me provide some details. So starting off in the Gladiator free Season Pass, you will be able to get yourselves the 2D Commander Ares, the God of War. I think, do we have an asset we can share to the players? Oh, we got him right here. There he is. Next, sharing the screen space with you there. I didn't even notice him there. There he is. Ares, 2D Commander. And then a returning tank, the Bellerophon. Mark 5-1 RAAC, the Tier 8 British medium. And for those of you that don't know, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar, this is a tank that we typically sell during our Halloween season. As part of our Monster Mash event mode, this is one of our selection of tanks that awakens with unique abilities and is very much a fan favorite, both with myself and a lot of other internal devs and players alike. If you haven't participated in our Halloween mode, it will, of course, be returning later this year. No details on that, but...
Spoilers, man. Spoilers.
What's that?
You're spilling the beans.
Spilling the beans a bit too early. I mean, Halloween is something that we love, but...
Yeah, we love dearly here.
But yes, Bellerophon is part of your free Season Pass offering. If you don't have it, here is an opportunity for yourself to earn it now. And up next, in our 2K Gold Season Pass, you can expect to find the Panzer IV Hydrostat. This is the Tier 5 German medium tank. One that's not new to many veteran players, but again, if this is not something you have in your tank collection, here is an opportunity to get yourself the Hydrostat. And then 3D Commander Thiago Silva, also available in the 2K Season Pass. And then we have here's Thiago, yes. And also the M48A2 Patton, Tier 8 American Medium. And lastly, as part of the 2K Season Pass, as you guys have all guessed, the tank sitting here behind me, our brand new Tier 10 Medium Italian tank, the Centauro CC45T. This is an auto reloader tank, very unique gameplay. And a quick shout out to our super testers who are looking at this tank and giving us a lot of feedback. We've done a lot of tuning in the past couple of weeks, trying to narrow this down and get it into a very attractive state. So please look forward to the Centauro as part of the 2K Season Pass coming to you guys on Tuesday. But last but not least, we got to talk about the Ultimate Season Pass, the 6,000 Gold Season Pass. Starting up with a brand new 3D Commander, Leana. And again, a shout out to our super testers, and also shout out to the community. a lot of players always clamor and ask for more commanders with voiceover. This commander, and at its initial concept and at ship, we weren't planning on including some VO, but we knew players were asking for more in Super Test after they had their chance hands-on with the 3D commander. It was in high demand. That would be great if this could have, if Leanna here could also be included with some VO. So happy to say, when Leanna comes to you guys next week, she will have her own Italian accent VO with the 3D commander. Shout out to our audio director who was able to pull this off very last minute for us and get this into the game. So look forward to Leanna, our new 3D commander, and again, will be part of the Ultimate Season Pass. And one last thing as part of the Ultimate Season Pass, a brand new Era 2 Cold War Western Alliance medium tank, the AMX-30B2 4RAD. This is a nimble and agile medium tank, upwards of 65 kilometers per hour. This thing can become a medium menace on the battlefield in the Cold War, and it comes equipped with a secondary weapon with a very high rate of fire. Doesn't deal quite as much damage or pen, of course, as its main cannon, but can certainly cause a bit of stir up the battle a little bit, for certain. And there you have it on screen now. And everybody, that is a quick rundown of all of our Season Pass offerings. Hope that is stuff that you guys look forward to. Very exciting. And again, coming this Tuesday. But let's talk about some of the other features that we had showcased in the trailer. There's a lot that went by and more for us to talk about. So let's start and talk. Well, I can't give away too much, but I think everybody was very excited, and a lot of you called it ahead of time. Yes, the Italian tank line, the Italian tank destroyer line is coming to World War II, May 23rd, and we are going to leave it at just that for right now. A little bit too early to share any more specific details, but I know you guys were looking forward to it. You may know some of the tanks already, and look forward to those very, very soon. Returning maps. Again, apologies. I know I've been trying to drop some hints over the past few streams from time to time. And I wanted to play a little game with chat to try to guess the map last week. Of course, we didn't have our stream last week. But yes, Serene Coast is our next returning map. It will be coming back to the game. It is a summer map. Will be available for all tiers 3 and up in World War II and all eras in Cold War. Also happy to say that Serene Coast will be in map rotation at the Gladiator's season launch on Tuesday. So that will be available right away, and with an increased frequency as well.
Yeah, like how you were always trying to give, like, what can I give as a hint? And I kept telling you, like, maybe there's trains in there. Maybe there's a train track in there somewhere. You know,
maybe there's a coast.
Maybe it rhymes with what was the one that you wanted to say?
Baleen toast.
It's I was like, yeah, I don't know about that one.
They'll never get that one. Yeah, Serene Coast. This map has been out of rotation from the game for quite a few years. For those of you that might have been part of us with our Mercenaries launch of the game, we introduced a War Stories variant, a war-torn version of the map called Kitimat Facility, which had more of a tank assembly line factory within the middle of the map itself, and kind of got rid of the more rural setting that the map is known for. So happy to say Serene Coast is coming back in its original form. And yeah, it's been a long time coming. Please look forward to Serene Coast.
Awesome.
As you also saw, we got some new UI updates. Very briefly, you may have caught in the trailer the combining of the overview map and the player roster screen. This is still part of our allegiance as developers to you, the player base, that we listen and try to find the areas in which we can improve some quality of life elements to the game. That was where we listened and wanted to bring back some of the old garage, the ribbons, some of the HUD changes. And as a continued effort, we also heard you guys, you wanted to bring back the merging of the map, the mega map screen with the player roster. So gone is the way of having to tab between the mega map screen and the player roster. Those are now shared into a single screen for all the information there for you to see. We did, as a compromise, we had to shrink down the mega map itself just a tiny bit to make sure all the relevant information is still visible to you and easy to read for all the player gamer tags, the tank types, tiers, etc. That is all very important information, but now you will have that available as well as seeing the map. One thing I will warn you, because this was a bit of a muscle memory I had to relearn, I still have the habit of going into the mega map screen and needed to quickly see the player roster, and I wanted to press the tabs to switch on over. So just a heads up, you might also be too used to that. But over time, you'll get used to the fact that it's all right there and available to you. Okay, and then another UI update we had. Very briefly, I'll talk about a store redesign. We kind of updated the UI panels and elements that we showcase onto the store to make it easier to kind of tab through and view all the elements and larger kind of key art panels. That was the word I was looking for. And you see a lot more of the tanks on one screen with a lot less having to scroll down the list. And as another added addition, when you view any given bundle, you no longer just have kind of a static image of the tank to view. You can actually rotate the tank while in the store to kind of get its nice 3D view of the tank. And of course, if you wanted to get more into the nitty gritty, a little bit more on the stats and go into the armor viewer or the module viewer, that of course is still intact. You can still do that as well. Okay. We're not quite done yet, and the season's only just getting started, or rather, it hasn't started, but we're only just getting started on the updates to relay. But let's go ahead. Hey, Tankz0rz, did we pick out a winner just yet?
We did not, but we have one ready to roll here.
Let's roll the dice here. Who's our lucky winner for an Ultimate Season Pass?
Our lucky winner is Alulatico. Congratulations, Alulatico.
Congratulations, our first player to receive the Ultimate Season Pass as part of the Gladiator's season. Well, let's keep the party rolling here. Let's just do another Ultimate Season Pass giveaway.
Another Ultimate Season Pass. I like how you think, Mr. Bam, but what is our hashtag for this one?
For this one, how about the brand new Tier 10 medium tank that is part of the Season Pass, the 2K Season Pass? Let's say hashtag Centauro.
Hashtag Centauro.
That's Centauro. Hashtag Centauro.
You go ahead and...
Oh, is that our winner right there? You said it was Alulatico, right?
Correct.
Yep, I see them in chat. They're asking, did I win? I'm lagging really bad. Yes, you are the winner. Congratulations, Alulatico.
Lagging or not, you are the lucky winner for today. So
hopefully they'll hear the announcement in about a minute from now.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
We'll let that one run for a bit as we continue here.
Okay. So let's see. What season was this? It wasn't Awakened. It was the Allegiance season. Back in December, we launched some new co-op new player matchmaking, in which new players that joined the game and have yet to engage in our multiplayer mode, whether that's World War II or Cold War, we were testing around with a smaller map pool rotation. This is something that we wanted to collect some data and just see if this helps players kind of adapt into the game a little bit. Our personal internal hypothesis here being, our game is very complex. There's a lot of systems for new players to learn, whether that being just, how to aim and shoot their tanks, how to drive their tanks, the armor and penetrations, and then more advanced tactics like getting to side scraping and pen chance. A lot going on. we're trying to take small steps and strides here to help our new players adapt into the game and learn it at a gentler pace. And one of the ideas that we kind of came up with, there's a lot that we're trying to work out here, but trying to introduce players slowly into our larger swath of maps that we have available, starting players in a smaller map pool so they can learn the environments and the strategies behind the maps, make that more present early, and then they can pick up on a lot of the more complex mechanics. So the reason I bring this to light is with the Gladiator season, we are trying another test again with our new players, and I want everyone else to know as part of those of you watching on the stream today, most of you I know are core and veteran players amongst us. Co-op mode, we are trying again for new players. They will have a smaller map rotation, but it will gradually grow the more battles that they kind of accrue. We have extra measures in place here that will not just contain them only within 3 maps. It will grow for them over the course of set number of battles, or if they dive into the multiplayer ecosystem instead. So we know this was kind of a bit of a concern, as a lot of veteran players did enjoy playing co-op mode as well, maybe kind of as a warm-up before they go into the multiplayer competitive scene. So just want to let you know, this is still something that we need to get more data and testing on. And so if you, as a veteran player, decide to go into the co-op mode matchmaker, just know if there are new players in the matchmaker as well, there is chances that you'll be scooped into the same map rotation as them. You yourself will have the full map rotation available, but again, if new players are also included in the rotation, or I'm sorry, in the queue, you will be part of their more limited map rotation. Same will go for anyone included in a platoon. If you are platooning with a brand new player that has less than, say, 10 battles, you will be kind of restricted to their map rotation. Now, this is an improvement over what we had before, because now we are actually tracking new player battle counts. So we start to open the funnel a little bit more and adding more maps to them. In the future, this is going to help measure whether or not we also kind of set up a different kind of new player matchmaker that helps separate the veteran players from getting scooped into these kind of new player maps. So just wanted to kind of let you all know. So yes, that's very much a co-op only feature that we're working on, and that is coming as part of the Gladiator launch. And we'll continue to monitor and let you guys know how that goes, and let us know how your experience in the co-op mode goes as well.
Sounds good.
Up next, who here is a fan of the community map? I know this has been a long ongoing initiative. We bring this up every season with brand new updates to the map itself. We run it on certain custom game sessions from time to time. And we are bringing it back. And at launch with the Gladiator season, the community map will be available to you right away in the custom games lobby for you to enjoy. And there are new updates available to the map as well, as we collected a lot of feedback. And thank you to everybody in the community that filled out the survey that KB put out, I believe back in February. So we collected a lot of that data and kind of took that into mind as we developed the map a little bit further. And you will know it's gotten quite, I would say about 30 to 40% of the map has significantly changed versus where it used to be. One of the biggest things so far was the coastline. Here we go. We have it up on screen now. The coastline up north was very much 30% covered in just water. We get it. Players want more drivable space. So we eliminated more or less the port end of things and went more for a natural kind of beach, in which players have a lot more room to kind of duck and dive out of dunes. They have more hard cover with some rocks and some concrete barriers there. And then even on the east side, we moved the lighthouse that used to be there kind of on a pier. It was very off to its own kind of location there. It didn't really offer much gameplay opportunity. So we decided to just give a lot more drivable space there. Also, we know that by a lot of commentary, players really loved the tunnel that we had in the southwest corner. So we did look into adding, and you will find it in the community map when it goes live, a brand new natural tunnel that we added for the team in the northeast corner. Let's see. And then what else did we actually increase? We increased the little downtown area, as you can see, marked kind of with the yellow blocks there. We kind of made the avenues a little bit wider. We added some more debris for some cover. It becomes a very, very great contentious area to kind of do battle and brawl against. Try to fight your way through those corridors in that space there. And yes, so that's kind of where we're at. And as usual, if you guys can get time to check out the map when it's available, we are still gathering feedback. Would love to know what areas of the map you would like to see change next. And we will continue to develop it. And pretty soon, this is when we can start saying we are definitively done on the design process of this map and put it through the art polish pass.
The question is, where are the construction cones, Mr. Bam?
Okay, I do see just a cone. Yes, I do see you in the chat. We did have a little fun. I'm glad you found the single cone that was left in the map before. Happy to say the cone is still in the map, but we're challenging you. Can you find the single cone?
Oh,
it exists. It's out there, and I'm not going to tell you where it's at.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. Okay. So that's our community map. Let's see what else is coming. We have a little bit more to go through today. Contracts. Who called the Spyglass? Who wanted the Spyglass tank? That contract is coming back starting on Tuesday. This will be available, of course, as usual in your contracts tab. Work through the challenges if this is not a tank you have already, and this is one that could be made yours. Let's see. Then we have some new challenges. Some Commander XP. You can get 1.5 Commander XP for the next... I'm sorry, get 1.5 times Commander XP for the first 5 battles that you play each day. We also have the Leading the Charge challenge, where you can get 1 times 1.25 silver by placing in the top 5 XP earning on your team in a winning battle. And that is also available 5 times per day. Again, that's top 5 XP earners per team. So more opportunities for players on either team. And then we have the Tankz0rz challenge. Win a battle and get 1.5 times vehicle XP. And this is also available once per tank per day. Kind of an extra bonus on top of your daily XP bonus. And then camos. We know players love their camos. We got some brand new ones. Tankz0rz, did we actually have an asset to show them? I don't think we got that into this week.
No, I didn't grab one.
Okay, no worries. We do have some new camos, bright green and magenta, if that is your jam, and then a couple NATO camos coming as well. I think we'll try to showcase that one and talk about them a little bit more in depth for next week's stream.
I like how you were talking about the bonuses, and you're like, we hear that you like bonuses, so we added bonuses on top of your bonuses.
Who wants more bonuses? We got bonuses to throw around. Oh, thank you, Mr. SPG. Yes, the camos were showcased very briefly in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I think I may have missed that.
Yeah, for sure there's a magenta. Maybe we'll take a look in a bit, but yeah, for sure there's a magenta one in the trailer.
Okay. So we covered a lot so far. 1 second here. Getting myself caught up a little bit. Before we go into our next segment here, do we have a winner yet for the next Ultimate Season Pass?
Absolutely. And our winner is none other than Aggressor Airsoft. Congratulations, Aggressor Airsoft. You are our lucky winner.
Aggressor Airsoft.
Mm-hmm.
I miss playing Airsoft games. Those are my high school days.
I never actually went to play Airsoft. I was more of a paintball guy. Yeah. Either way, they're both pretty fun.
Okay. All right, let's get into our shout-outs category. I know we ran a little bit long because there was a lot to cover, both in terms of last week and this week's content, and of course the Gladiator season. Very exciting stuff coming. So this week, in terms of the shout-outs, we are just going to narrow it down to just our Milestone users, those of you that have crested amazing number of battles to our game. You know, a huge thank you and massive shout-out. And as always, these users will be receiving confidential key cards. So starting off, we got quite a few milestones here. Very impressive. We have Alex Max 74 and Nobo for reaching their 100,000th battle. Congratulations. And it only goes up from there, people.
Well, that's the starting point.
That's the starting point, the 100,000th battle. Next, we have Rockford Liberty at 110,000. Congratulations. Dark Hellraiser X, 140,000 battles. Still going up, still going up. Detty1, 150,000 battles. We got a few more here. Banjo, 518, 180,000. And then our last user here, Astonishing, with 200,000 battles. 200,000 battles, guys. Earlier Elm, 94631. Earlier Elm, congratulations. That is amazing. 200,000 battles. Very impressive. And you guys will all be receiving confidential key cards. And as Sweet Juke says, put in the chat, what do we say here, Tankz0rz?
That's a lot of battles.
A lot of battles.
That's a lot of battles. It's always a lot of battles. This is World of Tanks here. You know, we got to do all our battles.
Do all our battles here. All right. So we'd like to cover this very briefly as well every week on the stream, talking about our in-game reporting system, because as we know, we are a multiplayer in a very competitive atmosphere of players of very various demographics and attitudes and ways of playing the game and differing sportsmanships. Let's be quite honest with ourselves. No different from many other games out there, especially in an online atmosphere. So that all being said, you know, we do like to let you guys know as players that our in-game reporting system, we do take a look at this and we vet this very closely. We review, and there are several players each week that we take a look at whatever sort of content or what they've done in the game, what sort of sportsmanship like quality or team play they've done. This all gets looked at, as including clans as well. We see a lot of offensive clan names that also have to get vetted. And we take this very seriously. And again, as these come through, we will actively put on temporary bans and even permanent bans. So all that being said, this week alone, a total of 19 clans were forcibly renamed, and a total of 5 clans were entirely disbanded. And then in terms of in-game violations, we put temp bans on 39 accounts, and a total of 2 accounts permanently banned due to in-game rule violations. So just another thank you for all of you in the community. We try our best to make sure that this is, like I said, it's a competitive game. It's an online ecosystem. Players are going to act the way they do sometimes, but we do our best to make this a more friendly player environment. All right, so before we go into our Q&As, let's start it off with one last special giveaway, one lucky user for a chance to win an Ultimate Season Pass for the Gladiators season. What do you say, Tankz0rz?
Sounds great, and I think we should do it. So let's go ahead and run another giveaway here. What's our
hashtag? Let's see here. Well, we got one other tank as part of the Ultimate Season Pass here, and brand new tank. Hashtag 4RAD, F-O-R-A-D, hashtag 4RAD.
Sounds great. F-O-R-A-D, along with your Wargaming ID, and you'll be entered for our giveaway here.
Okay. One last thing I do want to make mention of before we get into the Q&As. I'll probably brief on this just one more time as well. The Gladiator season article. I know typically right after the stream, we will have this ready and posted. This week, we are still working on some tweaks for the season themselves. So we don't want to put anything live that might be misrepresenting what we plan forward going into the stream. So no Gladiators stream article. No Gladiators season article after the stream today. Please look forward to the article coming this Monday.
Good to know. Thank you.
And with that, Tankz0rz, I'm ready. How about some Q&As?
All right. Let's go ahead and take a look here. We'll start off with Mr. Perry asking, when will the contracts for the Roundabout and Playbringer be next available?
That is too soon to announce. Especially today, we had a lot of other big announcements all regarding the Gladiator season. All I can say right now, Spyglass is the next upcoming contract tank. We can talk more contract tanks at a later date.
All right. Question from If You Read This, that's the player's name. Would it be possible to share with us some juicy stats about the win rates for platoons, plus the top 20 or so win rates for platoons of 3s of the same tank?
Oh, so like win rates for a lot of platoons.
Right.
And yeah, platoons that are all joining up as the same tank.
Same tank, like think of a, the Tog platoon or something,
No, that's very interesting. This is not something I've had a chance to look ahead of the stream. So, and with the time kind of remaining, I'm not going to waste your guys' time trying to dig that up. Here's what I'll say to that end. I will try to get some data on that to share maybe for next week. I just don't have that in front of me at this time. So let's plan to look at the win rates for platoons, hopefully for next week.
Sounds good. Next question from Jin, and they're asking, considering Japan is one of the only handful of nations to develop and build a fleet of indigenous and unique tank designs during the Cold War, why are they not under active development?
Well, okay. Nation aside, Cold War tanks in general take a much longer to develop on our end. Unlike the World War II end, where we have our World of Tanks PC counterpart, where we can get a lot of the import of the assets directly from our franchise partner. Cold War is unique to our game, and this is something we have to build in-house, and it takes a lot more time to build these tanks than it does for us to kind of tune and work out the World War II tanks. And we plan our Cold War tanks per season release that best fits either thematically or just to space it out that works kind of well throughout the year. So a Japanese Cold War line is certainly not out of the question. No updates to really provide at this time, though.
Awesome. Next question here from username Hawkus, and they're asking, will the T-29, T-34s, and T-30 engine sounds ever be changed back to the way that it was in our previous update?
So the one of the engine sounds for those specific T-29, 30, 34 tanks.
Right. Supposedly the sound changed and it doesn't sound accurate.
Okay. This one, Tankz0rz, you did bring this up to me earlier. I forwarded it over to our audio director just for the feedback and kind of investigate. So what I will tell you, it will not be as part of the Gladiators season updates, but at least now our audio director is aware. He will investigate, and we will see about what we can do about some of the engine audio sounds. So thank you for bringing that up. We will see about it.
Awesome. Hopping over to more questions here. Question from Patron Amir. They're asking, can you guys buff the pen on the MBT-70?
We do regularly monitor vehicle performance. So the MBT-70, I would have to reach out to our lead vehicle designer, see if this is something on the docket in terms of, does it seem like it might be underperforming or in some other way that might need certain adjustments? We can look at the possible options. I will reach out with our vehicle designer to take a look.
Umber Splashtail is asking, I almost called him Spaghetti. I must be hungry. Umber Splashtail is asking, could we get tanks reforged for the Italian heavy line?
Very much like the MBT70 request, something we'll analyze the performance. We'll see if that is a reasonable request and something to look into. Just on the topic of tanks reforged themselves, I know we've been very aggressive about making a lot of tuning changes last year, and we've had to kind of space it out a little bit because it is a huge undertaking, especially for Max Chaos, who does much of the scrutiny and the review of what tanks should receive the Tanks Reforged treatment. So I'll make sure to relay this over if he's not already aware, and we can take a look if the Italian heavy line is maybe something next in line.
Awesome. Next question here from Mechanical Death. They're asking, can we get a voucher for skin in the season rewards?
Interesting. That's a good suggestion. Because we are trying to develop a lot and try to better surface how players can see skins into the game themselves. We've talked about having some sort of kind of a skin tech tree to the tanks that allow you to know which tanks have skins available. So that's another interesting idea. We may need to look into how we can properly support that as part of a season reward. I'll ask around about it. Thanks for the suggestion. I like it.
You say skin tech tree. I just saw someone in chats here say skin library. Yeah, something like that. Next question here from Burb. They're asking Italian TDs or Japanese TDs?
I'm guessing this question may have come before the trailer.
Right.
Italian TDs.
Awesome.
We are all about Italy.
The Jedi Way wants to know, will the Fury tank ever come back?
This comes down to licensing. The short answer, yes. When? I cannot give those details just yet.
Awesome. Star Killer is asking, new tech tree tanks? Question mark?
Let's see. Probably another question that came before the stream. I think the Italian TD line might be coming soon.
Let's see. Next question here from Umber. They're asking, can we get a Grill 15 concealment buff? 308 millimeters of concealment doesn't do much for sniping TD, especially how pretty much every tier 10 TD outclasses it.
Well, we'll check how it is performing, and very much like some of the other questions above, we'll act accordingly. We'll see how the stats relay how it is performing. It is a relatively large tank destroyer, so it's hard to consider any sort of concealment buffs when it's just generally a pretty big boy out there on the battlefield.
It's a big boy. Question here from Cooler Bigfoot. They're asking, any updates on the missile count for the Object 934 and the T62M1?
I believe I actually got a ticket out for this. This came up in a stream before. I got a ticket over to our tank design to take a look and gauge whether this is something that is warranted. It comes down to, again, to checking the stats and performance and whether this is very much a necessary change needed to the tank. So no update to provide at this time.
Falcone is asking, will there be a chance to play a classic version of the game for the 10th anniversary?
Unfortunately, this is very unlikely. It's a huge undertaking to just kind of develop a more classic version. If I had to kind of gauge what a classic version means, it's really going back to kind of the old HUD and the kind of thicker, the broad outlines that we had a lot on the HUD elements, on the tank outlines, etc. As TVs is a lot more households got into the HD era and the 4K televisions, we adapted our game to better fit with that sort of stuff and used our UI and elements that we showcase on the HUD more important to make sure the information is still clear and available to the users, but also not over cluttering and still giving you guys much more free real estate to kind of see the battlefield in front of you without trying to obscure any of that. So a classic version, trying to revisit all of those elements, certainly not on the docket. It won't be something that we do for the 10th anniversary. Do we have something else planned for the 10th anniversary? Absolutely, but we'll get there in months to come.
like when you mentioned 10th anniversary or classic, sorry.
Wait, what?
Sorry. When you mentioned classic, right? I thought about this one time when I was in QA and I had to test the game. It was very early in like the console version days, but I had to test the game in 480p on a tube television with like no HDMI cable. I had to use like the yellow inputs or whatever for video and audio
Too
and stuff.
funny.
Yeah.
Hey, we had to support that low end hardware back then.
That's the first thing I thought of when you said classic. I was like, yes, classic.
Is classic mode just opening the game back up on Xbox 360?
No.
For a, gosh, I don't know the kind of how to make that work with the engine that we have now.
Can you imagine trying to just grab World of Tanks 1.0 like files and trying to just say, hey, work?
Yeah, a huge undertaking to do anything like that for us right now. A lot bigger fish to fry for things that we want to offer to you, the players, nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Let's take a look here. Tankz0rz is asking, will we ever be seeing German light tanks in Cold War?
Possibly. No ETA to announce at this time.
Already. JW Dobbs is asking, can I get an update on the plain desert camo for all Cold War tanks? This was committed to happening almost a year ago.
So it sounds like this may have been a bit of a miscommunication that we needed to work out on our end when we kind of send out our camouflage creation requests. So I know we did a lot of camos for Cold War recently, and some of the plain desert stuff did, in fact, get missed. This will be adjusted. Not something coming as part of the Gladiators season, but next one, we are absolutely going to make sure that is the case.
Max Minor Tankers asking, does a commander have a unique voice? I believe they're
for Leanna.
Mm-hmm.
She absolutely does. I mentioned this a little bit in the description. This came as a very last minute thing that we got included into the game. Shout out to Super Test, who also kind of clamored and asked for it, and it was pretty unanimous. And it was telling, yeah, we should look into this. There was pushback because time was getting a little tight. But again, thank you if you're watching, our audio director who made this happen for us and for you, the players. Liana, part of the season pass again, will be included with her own VO.
Putu Cult is asking, is the French line coming with this season as well?
It is not, but yes, we are working on it.
Awesome. Norwegian Guy 1 is asking info about the store redesign, please.
Oh, okay, so I touched upon it very briefly, and it was showcased very quickly on the trailer. So we've reworked the store layout, gave it a little bit new UI, and tweaked the art style and the way you kind of navigate it. It's no longer where right now in the retail environment, it's kind of broken down by like the season pass, then you have your Cold War tanks, and underneath that World War II, and then general contents beneath that. It's now kind of in tabs going across the top of the menu to kind of keep it consistent with our regular tabs that you have in your garage. So it makes it a little bit easier. Oh, thank you, Tankz0rz. We have it up on screen here. So as you can see, we wanted to have some of our banners for, say, the season pass, so you can get a better look at the key art we have there. So you're not going through a series of smaller panels for the individual bundles themselves. And it just makes the experience of actually kind of tabbing through it a lot easier. You can, in fact, use the left and right trigger to go between the different categories, or by scrolling down with either the D-pad or the left thumbstick. By pressing down on the stick, not pushing in the stick, actually going down the list, it does kind of still work in a way that you're going down the set of categories, despite the tabs being more horizontal.
So...
Oh, and then, yeah, one other detail I talked about, just to go a little bit further on it. Yes, when you open up any specific bundle, a lot of the same details that you already know and are familiar with in the current store offerings of bundles, but now you can actually have the opportunity to spin the 3D model of the tank in that space instead of seeing kind of a static image of it. So that will be a kind of a new thing as part of the store redesign as well, and still have the ability to kind of go into a view detailed stats, where you can do a breakdown of all the individual stats, see the armor viewer as well as the module viewer.
Let's see. Root Chief 117 is asking, can we get a rundown of the rewards again?
So as mentioned earlier, we will have the article. I know I went through it pretty quickly, but we will have the portal article available on Monday. It won't be available after the stream today. Apologies for that. But Monday we will have the full breakdown. 1 second, I will very quickly go through it because I'm sure players are very curious and they don't want to wait through the weekend. As a good reminder, the free pass, you get Ares, 2D Commander. You also get the Bellerophon, the Tier 8 British Medium, also part of a tank that we give the Monster Mash treatment. In the 2K Season Pass, that will include the Panzer IV Hydrostat, the Thiago Silva 3D Commander, the M48A2 Patton, that's a Tier 8 American Medium, and the brand new Centauro CC45T right here behind me. That's the Tier 10 Medium Italian auto reloader tank. And then, of course, in the Ultimate Season Pass, we've talked about Liana, our 3D Commander with the VO, and the brand new Cold War Era 2 Western Alliance Medium, AMX 30B2 FORAD. I know I went through that really quickly, but we're kind of getting to the end of the session here, so I wanted to make sure I at least answered your question more appropriately, concisely.
Alrighty, let's see. Here we go. How
about a few more questions?
Yeah,
and
a few
then,
more questions, and then we'll be wrapping up here. Question from our user. I still don't know. Question is, what is the story about the community map?
Well, I talked a little bit about that one. I don't have much context as what you're asking in terms of the story. If you're curious of what is the community map as an initiative, why is this something that we do in the community map? This is something that we started a few years ago where we as developers wanted to get more input and feedback and work with the community, with the players. So this is a map that we developed from the ground up, using just kind of placeholder assets. Visually, it's not final by any means. A lot of players are calling it out. It's very like kind of block land because we do use just proxy block assets in the map to kind of indicate different gameplay spaces and engagements. And so this is a kind of an ongoing process. Every update, we will run like a survey. We'll collect details and feedback from the players via Discord or via the live stream chat as well, and various social mediums. And then we try to grab things that has some commonality with what are things that players are asking for a lot of, or some unique ideas that were like, hey, that was a really cool thing. Like we as developers might even gravitate toward that and kind of leech onto it. You know, and I'll put out another shout out, Justicone. I don't know why we leached onto you, but I laugh because your name is Justicone, so we threw in a construction cone. There's a very unique little element that you have as part of the map. But yes, this is our third map, right? This is number 3 in the roster that we've worked kind of with a community development in mind. Vineyards was our very first community map. Funny enough, it was also an Italian map, so that kind of works also just in Italian with the theme.
Yeah,
so that was our, what's that?
So we're going full circle here.
Full circle here. And then Hellfire Pass, which was a rework of Scorpion Pass, where we brought back the larger scale version of it, the 1.5 kilometer scaled map. That was worked with you as a community as well. That map did not play well. If you guys can recall, the old Scorpion Pass was very tall in its elevation and caused a lot of incidents of tanks rolling over or tumbling or having difficulty even climbing these hills. So we did a lot of play testing into the live retail environment via custom games and helped bring the map to a more polished state where it is to this current day. So the community map that we have right now is following the same pattern. And in just a few more seasons, you know, we may eventually see the final polished art state of that map with a more appropriate name as well. It won't be community map, but we will approach you, the players, to help vote on an idea for what maybe this map will be called in the future. I hope that answers your question.
Sounds good. 2 more questions here. The T-Bear 55 is asking, will there be any new mercenary tanks coming to World of Tanks?
Yes. We are, in fact, looking to more Merc tanks potentially this year. Nothing to say or announce or showcase at this time. Stay tuned as always. We will have something to debut in due time.
All right. And our final question here from Grubber65. Any new vehicle skins coming on the line?
Two new skins coming very soon. Dates and details to be announced soon.
Sounds great. And I think we still have a pending winner here.
We got one last winner for the chance for the Ultimate Season Pass, right?
Yep. So I'll go ahead and announce that now. And our winner is Darth Vagos. Congratulations, Darth Vagos.
Congratulations! That is our third winner for the Ultimate Season Pass as part of the Gladiators season. Please enjoy. All right. Well, everybody, this was a fantastic stream. I think there was a lot of exciting content. Glad you guys are really looking forward to the Italian line coming. Again, a reminder, the Italian line will not be out on Tuesday. It is coming at a later date, but will be in the season. How about, before we sign off here, Tankz0rz, I feel like we went through that earlier trailer pretty quickly. I don't know. There might have been some details missed by the players. Did you guys pick up everything that we showcased in that trailer? Might have been something... So it might have been a surprise that they didn't quite catch up on.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of people also asking a lot of questions about the trailer, so we'll go ahead and run that back. So stick around, rewatch the trailer with us, and then we'll go ahead and raid one of our community contributors here. So until next week, you guys have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you on the battlefield.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
The tide of war will never change, only evolve. Chariots driven by blood and sweat become machines of fire and steel. And warriors fortified by ancient combats were immortalized throughout time. No matter their Colosseum, they rise above all, scarred and beaten, but defiant. For only the strong will survive and become monuments to the ages, once and always known in battle as Gladiators.
Let us give the people a show they will never forget. Our victory will echo through the ages.
By the way of their death we shall know them. Only in death does duty end. Your actions will bring us victory this day. Onward! Show them no mercy! You are all that remains. For the Emperor!